soft outer layer is a patented temperature-regulating cover that helps keep you at your ideal sleeping temperature all night long. Unlike other sleep systems costing thousands, the MyPillow mattress topper takes comfort to a whole new level without any wires, remotes, or moving parts. Call now or go to MyPillow.com to order your MyPillow topper. Use the promo code to save 30%. When you do, Mike will give you 2 of his standard MyPillows absolutely free. That's right, 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off your MyPillow topper today. Order now.
I personally guarantee it's going to change your bed into the most comfortable bed you'll ever own.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.
And welcome to the Water Cooler, everybody. I'm David Brody. It's Monday, October 5th, and here is what everybody is talking about. COVID spreading in the West Wing. You know, President Trump continues to fight the disease, of course, and of course he does it Trump style. He's working naturally in a suit while he has COVID. Of course he is. No gown with that thingy in the back. We're not going to see any of that, and frankly, we really don't want to see any of that anyhow. So when will he be back on the campaign trail? We're going to try to get some answers in today's show. Also, now you can add White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany to the COVID list. She disclosed her positive test today, yet another challenge for this White House. She joins quite a few others inside and outside the West Wing that have now contracted the disease. Also, sure to be making some buzz today, news that we're going to break on today's show. Senator Ted Cruz tells us that his longtime friend, Supreme Court Justice John Roberts, quote, despises Donald Trump and says Roberts has put on the uniform of the left. More on that in our exclusive interview in a moment. You'll see it at justthenews.com if you want more. But first to our newsmaker. Joining us now, one of the most influential players in this 2020 presidential election, Laura Trump, senior advisor to the campaign and, of course, the daughter-in-law of the president. Laura, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
Well, Laura, let's start with this. On a personal note, how tough has this been for you and the family? Take us through some of these last couple days here.
Well, look, it's never an easy thing to hear that someone you love has anything going on with them, but much less the president of the United States. But I think we've all been very optimistic. Look, we know that he's getting incredible care at Walter Reed. We know he's surrounded by some of the best doctors in the country. We've all had a chance to talk to him. I have to tell you, David, he sounds exactly like the Donald Trump we all know and love. He's upbeat, he's cracking jokes, and quite frankly, the most frustrating thing for him has been the fact that he can't be out on the campaign trail. We all know how much he loves that, and that he's going to, even after he starts feeling probably 100% normal, he's going to have to stay home for a little bit longer to, make sure he doesn't spread COVID anywhere. But I got to tell you, we're all very optimistic and look, very proud of him. He has continued, as you just pointed out, to work throughout this. We know that he loves that. He's a fighter. He's not only fighting every day for this country, he's going to fight and he's going to beat this virus.
Laura, I've got to ask you how this affects the campaign. Operation MAGA, we saw it over the weekend, this press release by the campaign. Tell us a little bit about what kind of overdrive situation this means for the campaign, what it means for you personally. I mean, you were already spending, my goodness, close to 20 plus hours a day, every day on the campaign. What is MAGA? How are you going to cram 28 hours into 24 hours, Laura?
Well, just ask a mom to do it, right? We're the ones that can actually figure that out, how to get that stuff done. Look, the reality is, that our best asset is the president himself. People love him. They come from miles around all across the country and by the tens of thousands to see him. So how do you replicate that? We know that he's going to be off the road for a while. So we are going into overdrive. Operation MAGA, it's going to be the entire First Family, some of our top-level surrogates all across the country working hard. People often ask, do you get to campaign with your husband? No, they put us all over the country. They spread us out. But look, the reality is we have 27 days until the most consequential election in American history, and we all are going to do our part. We're going to fight every single day. It's very hard for me to leave my 2 kids every week. I've got my parents coming up as reinforcements. But we're all going to be out there on the campaign trail, our family, the vice president, top-level surrogates, and it's going to kick off on Wednesday.
Laura, what's your sense about this upcoming debate in the next, within 2 weeks here with President Trump and Joe Biden? Is it your expectation that that debate would go forward?
Absolutely. Look, from the campaign, we have been saying that assuming the president is cleared from a medical standpoint, he absolutely wants to debate in person. We know that Donald Trump is a very strong debater, and anything other than a standard debate, anything other than what they had planned, I don't think we feel is necessary. If he is medically cleared, then it should be no question it should go forward.
The media has been, as you might imagine, all over your father-in-law's case, obviously. I mean, they've been doing that since he came down the escalator on day one. But here we go again. As it relates to the timeline, they feel like they want information as to what exactly happened on Thursday as it relates to the COVID testing and all of that. What light can you shed on all of that in terms of when you knew and when you heard about everything?
Well, I can tell you that this White House has been happy to disclose information as they get it and as they see fit to disseminate to the public. Now, I don't work in the White House. I work at the campaign. But as a family member, I found out alongside America, at 12:45, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was, that indeed my father-in-law and the First Lady had tested positive for COVID. So I don't think that there's anyone trying to keep any big secrets here. If the media has any question as to his physical state, you have seen the videos that the president has put out himself, that the White House has put out, the photos of him. I think very clearly he's doing well. I know there's a lot of hysteria to find some issue here within the mainstream media. No surprise there. But look, this White House has been very transparent, and they're letting people know every step of the way. Here's what the president's regimen is. Here's what we're using with him, and here's how he's doing. And you're able to see it yourself on these videos that are being released.
What's your sense of the timeline? I know he's had to suspend some events this week. I mean, how does the campaign plan for something like this, Laura?
Well, I think what we're going to do is, assuming he feels back to 100% in, say, the next week, and he gets a COVID test and he tests negative, what you need to have until he could get back out on the road, we're planning for, at least 10 days that he's probably going to have been down from Thursday until, the end of next weekend. And then we're going to reassess things. And assuming he feels up to it and assuming he's medically cleared, then look, we all know it's hard to hold this man back whenever he knows he can get out on the road and speak directly to the American people. So I think we're taking things step by step, but we're making sure that we follow all the medical guidelines. We're making sure we do what is absolutely necessary for this president and the best thing for his health. And then we're going to go from there. So we'll reassess next weekend.
Tell me about Women for Trump. I know you do a lot of work there, but also evangelicals for Trump. That has been a big deal, and it keeps on growing, it seems. I know someone you know pretty well, your husband, has been doing some of that work as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I don't know how Eric got so lucky, but he gets to go to all these amazing events with Pastor Paula White, who's a dear friend of our families. She's known the president and the first lady for almost 20 years, has been my father-in-law's pastor for quite some time. But look, Evangelicals for Trump is growing by leaps and bounds. Now, I'm lucky I get to travel on the bright pink Women for Trump bus all across the country. But Eric has been going to some of these events, and I got to tell you, every time he leaves, he's like, there were like 1,000 people there. The prayer was palpable. You could feel the energy. You could feel really the Spirit of God like taking over, wherever they are. They have these great outdoor events that he's done as well. And so yesterday I was really honored because I kept getting all these messages from people. We'd love to get together as a unit of Americans and pray for the health of the president and first lady. So Pastor Paula White led, along with some incredible faith leaders, we did a Team Trump Online special prayer at 5 p.m. yesterday for the president and the first lady, and really for our country. 2020 has been a very tough year for so many. And we had over 1 million people, 1.2 million people at that moment tuning in and praying. So we know the power of prayer is real, and thank you to all who tuned in for that.
Laura, you're a straight shooter, and you know the deal. The media, and it's not just the media, there are political pundits, all of them. They're all counting this president out. They're counting the campaign out. They think this is going to be a blowout. You know that's what they're thinking. What's your message to them?
Well, they got it wrong in 2016. I mean, they in 2016 laughed at all of us. They laughed at Trump supporters. They said we were ridiculous to even continue our campaign at times, that there was no path to victory for President Donald Trump, and yet we know who the 45th president of the United States is. It's not Hillary Clinton, it's Donald Trump. So, look, I get to be out there on the ground all across this country. The energy out there and what I feel and what I see now in 2020 is very similar, David, to what I saw in 2016. But it actually is at even a greater level. I think the silent majority has grown in this country. But look, we play every second of the game at the Trump campaign like we're behind. We don't take a single vote for granted. We get out there, we work for every vote. And that's what we plan to do for the next 27 days so that on November 3rd, we can have a completely uncontested victory for President Donald Trump, because we believe the win could be that big. But everybody's got to get out there and they got to vote.
I've got to ask you about the upcoming vice presidential debate this Wednesday. What do you expect from the vice president and Kamala Harris, and what might be, if not, I know you probably don't want to choreograph the line of attack, but where are some vulnerabilities there that this campaign plans to point out on or put out there on Wednesday night?
Well, look, they're both great debaters. I mean, we've gotten recently, obviously, to see Kamala Harris in the primary debates for the Democrats, and she was very tough on who is now her running mate, Joe Biden. So we know she can be a great debater, very smart woman, very quick on her feet, but so is the vice president. I was very impressed with him in 2016 when he debated Tim Kaine to see the performance that he had. And I can tell you, having been around our vice president as much as we have been fortunate enough to do, this man is a wealth of information. He has all the facts, and he has a record on which to contest anything that Kamala Harris is going to say. So, look, I think our strategy is and has always been, we have to make sure that people are getting the information about the track record of this president and this vice president, and we have to make sure that we expose the other side for the socialists that they are.
I got about 20 seconds just to wrap it back up to President Trump and COVID. Do you expect to see him back at the White House, let's say Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning? What's your hopeful timetable here?
Yes, no, absolutely. Look, as long as he is within all the medical clearance, I do expect to see that. And having talked to him, ourselves, Eric and I can tell you that he is ready for that too. So yes, we do expect to see that.
Great, and of course he'll be dressed in a suit. When is he ever not dressed in a suit? Laura Trump, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Great to see you again.
You too. Thanks.
All right, when we come back, Ted Cruz, John Roberts, and oh boy, we've got some news for you here on the Water Cooler. We're back in a moment.
Uh-oh, there you go. Slow slicing fruits, veggies, and those stinky onions that bring you to tears. But not anymore. Introducing NutriChopper, the compact handheld speed slicer that cuts up to 10 times quicker than a knife. Watch. You can have one slice or 10 perfect slices at once. Amazing! You can just julienne, or you can bundle slice julienne sticks at lightning speed. With NutriChopper, you can slice the entire onion or mince a mound of onions and never have time for tears. Why slice a single apple wedge when you can wedge it all in one snap? NutriChopper comes with the razor-sharp interchangeable stainless steel blades you need to make all of the cuts you want, and all incredibly quick. Chop thick slices, chop thin slices, chop cubes, chop sticks, and wedge whole fruits and vegetables in just 1 second. Slice it and cook it right in the pan, right on your stove. Chop and slice right into the pot for a family-sized stew with no mess. Snap and slice a fruit salad for the kids right into the bowl in seconds. Slice up a healthy salad for a quick and easy meal on the go. Cube meats and cheeses quick, in a snap. And NutriChopper comes with a perfect portion container and fresh keeping lid so you can slice it, seal it, and store it all in one. To clean, simply rinse or rack it in the dishwasher. Then lock it to store it safely in a drawer. And now the NutriChopper with the thin slice, thick slice, wedge, and cube blades, and the slice and store container and lid, a value of over $40, is yours for just $19.99. But wait! Order now and we'll even pay the shipping for you. You get the complete NutriChopper set with blades and container with lids, all for just $19.99 with free shipping. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-927-4071 or go online at NutriChopper.com. That's 1-800-927-4071 or go to NutriChopper.com. Order now.
I'm Nick Bolton, and these days...
Hey there.
Hey there. It seems everybody has a pair of tactical sunglasses.
Good morning.
Morning. But what if you already wear glasses? Then you need these flip-up tack glasses. These new glasses fit right over your existing eyewear to give you all the benefits of our tack glasses while you comfortably wear your regular glasses. Plus, like all tack glasses, flip-up tack glasses feature Bell & Howell light filtering technology that makes invisible objects suddenly become visible. There's just nothing like them on the market today. Here you go, buddy.
Thanks, Nick.
Act now to get your flip-up tack glasses for just $19.99, and we'll even ship them to you free. But wait, order today and you can get a second pair. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-284-4127 or go to flipupglasses.com. That's 1-800-284-4127 or order online at flipupglasses.com.
Welcome back to the water cooler, everybody. All right, we now have part 2 of our interview with Senator Ted Cruz. We aired part 1 Friday, where the senator talked about President Trump and his COVID diagnosis. Today, he lowers the boom on Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, saying that Roberts despises, that's his word, despises Donald Trump and has put on a uniform for the left. It's part of our discussion about his new book. It's called One Vote Away, How a Single Supreme Court Seat Can Change History. That's where we begin.
I think this issue may well be the single most important issue facing the country in this election. Obviously, when I wrote the book, I didn't know that we would have a Supreme Court vacancy in October, but I knew we had an election in November. And the choice for a great many Americans, myself included, the choice of who the judges will be, and in particular who the Supreme Court justices will be, is the most compelling issue in the election. The way the book is structured, each chapter focuses on a different constitutional right. So we've got a chapter on free speech. We've got a chapter on religious liberty. Mm-hmm. There's a chapter on the Second Amendment. There's a chapter on U.S. sovereignty. There's a chapter on democracy and elections and Bush versus Gore, and that obviously could prove incredibly relevant if this election in 2020 ends up being a contested election. And with each of the chapters, David, what I do, as you know, before I was in the Senate, I was a Supreme Court litigator. Right. That's what I did for a living, was argue cases in front of the Supreme Court. And so I tell war stories in the book, the inside story of big landmark cases. What I try to do is take the reader behind the curtain, inside the court. You know, for a lot of people, the court, it's important, but they don't necessarily understand how it works. It can be a little bit confusing. This book is designed to try to help get through all of that.
And I thought what was interesting in the book, you really kind of drilled down on why Republicans, or Republican presidents at least, blow it or have blown it in the past when it comes to Supreme Court nominees. Kind of lay out the philosophy as to what in the world happens. How do we get David Souters and Democrats never get a David Souter?
David, it's a great question. The entire last chapter of the book is Supreme Court nominations and how to get it right going forward. And so I review the history of Supreme Court nominations, starting with Dwight D. Eisenhower. And Democrats get it right almost 100% of the time. Just about every single Democratic nominee votes exactly the way Democrats want in virtually every case.
Right.
Republicans are terrible at this. We bat worse than 500. Many of the worst judicial activists in history were Republican nominees. Earl Warren, Bill Brennan, John Paul Stevens, David Souter, who you mentioned, Harry Blackmun, the author of Roe versus Wade, all of those were Republican nominees. And what I explain in the book is it's not just random. It's not just a flip of the coin and we keep getting unlucky. There is a clear, discernible pattern between the justices who honor their oaths, who stay faithful to the Constitution, and those who don't. If you look at some of the lions of the court, people like Antonin Scalia, Clarence Thomas, Sam Alito, my former boss, Chief Justice William Rehnquist, every one of them had served in the executive branch. They had been outspoken conservatives. They had defended constitutional principles. And here's the critical piece. they had suffered withering criticism from the press. They'd been pounded.
That's right.
And they hadn't wavered. That's actually the most important characteristic I'm looking for in a Supreme Court justice is, have you been in the cauldron? Have you faced the heat and held steady and faithful? On the other hand, when Republican presidents nominate a stealth nominee with little to no proven record, but someone says, trust me, they'll be great, virtually without exception, it turns into a disaster. And
let me ask you about Amy Coney Barrett with that in mind, because you talk about making sure these justices that are nominated are in that Scalia-Thomas mold. Do you see her that way? Because, and I want you to talk about her. And I know you're friends with Brett Kavanaugh and, of course, Neil Gorsuch, but there's been some disappointment there, at least to begin with. I mean, it feels like the jury's still out. You go there, Senator, and I thought that was pretty bold of you.
Yeah, in the book, I lay out some significant criticisms of both Brett Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch. And I think it is too early to tell with those two nominations. Typically, a Supreme Court nomination is measured in decades and not just a couple of years.
Right.
David Souter, for example, first couple of years, Souter was actually quite conservative. And then he began galloping to the left, and he ended up the leader of the left on the Supreme Court. But with both Kavanaugh and Gorsuch, I urge the president not to nominate them. And I urge the president instead to nominate Senator Mike Lee.
I was going to ask you about Amy Coney Barrett. Following up on her, do you think she will be confirmed before Election Day?
I do. I think the Senate, we're going to take up the confirmation hearing the week of October 12th. And I believe we have the votes. I think the votes are solid. And I think she will be confirmed by the end of the month before Election Day.
You know, you mentioned in your book, well, you talk about one vote away, and everybody talks about, well, Amy Coney Barrett, that'll be a solid 6-3 conservative bloc. I don't know about that, and I think you would be the first to say, I don't know about a 6-3. I mean, John Roberts has been off the reservation. A month and a half ago, I talked to Vice President Pence, and he said that John Roberts was a, quote, disappointment. That from the Vice President. I'm curious to get your take on John Roberts.
Yeah, I very much agree. I think John Roberts has become the new Sandra Day O'Connor, and it is an unfortunate thing. I talk about John Roberts at considerable length in the book.
Right.
I've known John 25 years. He was a law clerk to Chief Justice Rehnquist, as was I. When he was a practicing lawyer, he was widely considered the finest Supreme Court advocate in the country. But John, I actually think much of what is driving it is I think John despises Donald Trump. I think it's personal. I think it is difficult to come up with two human beings more antithetical than John Roberts and Donald Trump in every respect about everything about their person.
Right.
I think Roberts, Roberts at his confirmation hearing, he famously gave the example. He said a judge should be like an umpire, simply calling balls and strikes. And unfortunately, what Roberts has done in the last couple of years is set aside his role as an umpire, and he stood up and put on a team's uniform, and he's grabbed a bat, and he is swinging away.
You know, that's a big deal. Obviously, Ted Cruz saying that about, first of all, a longtime friend, John Roberts. In addition to that, I mean, look, he's a U.S. senator, and he's not a pundit. So anytime Ted Cruz saying those words, it's going to be a big deal, and indeed it is on justthenews.com. That story is trending. Check it out there. Coming up, the media, President Trump and COVID. How sick or healthy has the convergence been? Back in a moment.
Stay tuned to get a free pan from Granite Stone. Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can scrub and scrape, but you can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in granite stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Look, caramels, chocolate, and cheese. Unreal for any other pan, but not for Granite Stone. It just doesn't stick. Granite Stone will be the last pan you'll ever need because it's pressed from a solid aluminum disc for even heat conduction. Then coated 3 times with our durable Granite Stone finish. Granite Stone is metal utensil safe and won't scratch. And talk about non-stick. This salmon cooked skin side down with no added butter or oil just doesn't stick. This steak is perfectly seared just like the pros. And because Granite Stone is oven rated to 500 degrees, we bake this upside down pan pizza to perfection, and it just doesn't stick. Fire Flambe Delicious Cherries Jubilee. Plus, it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. It's the perfect size for personalized eggs, omelets, or frittatas that slide right out. It makes the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich quick. Yours absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. You get it all an incredible value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-850-0237. That's 1-800-850-0237, or order online at buygranitestone.com. That's 1-800-850-0237. Call now.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price plus free shipping.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Welcome back to the water cooler. This weekend, President Trump took a small little spin with the Secret Service in his presidential limo, and boom, the media went crazy. Everything to the wisdom of the decision, the safety of it, and that the press pool wasn't even told about it. More now from Paul Farhi, the media critic at the Washington Post. Paul, I really appreciate you being here. Thanks so much.
Nice to be with you, David.
So what do you think? Does the media have a right to be apoplectic about this? That they've got a few issues about what went down this weekend, Paul.
Well, of course, it is very rare, almost unknown, for the president to travel without this protective pool, which is the group of reporters that follows him around anytime he's in public. They were not alerted by the press staff, and this was a big surprise. So in some sense, the protest that the White House Correspondents Association issued was kind of pro forma. On the other hand, it doesn't happen very often, and there was a certain kind of shock, I guess, that accompanied it. It's a bad precedent, let's put it that way. The people do have the right to know where the president is when he's in public, and they, rely on reporters to tell them that. So it did break with precedents, let's put it that way.
Paul, we've heard a lot about the timeline or lack thereof from this White House, and I'm wondering, in terms of the media criticism, all of this, how much is legitimate here, or is this somewhat to a degree, and I know this in this White House it's been a little helter-skelter, but other White Houses, if you will, have slow-walked even medical information, I would think, at times. And I know, typically White House administrations don't want to get the full story out there right away, and it takes some digging to get. So, or do you not see it that way?
Well, let's go back historically. You know, FDR covered up the fact that he was dying in 1944.
Right.
Had serious medical issues that were never disclosed to the public. But of course, now we're talking about ancient history, relatively speaking. We're in the 21st century now, and it's not so much that there has been a cover-up by the White House, although I guess you could argue that as well. It's been that the messaging has been confusing. The doctors at NIH and at Walter Reed were saying one thing, Mark Meadows was saying another thing on background and then on the record. So this is a crisis, and people want to know the straight goods. And if you can't get your messaging together, if you can't get a straight story out, it's very dangerous and very, let's just say, confusing to people to understand where the President of the United States stands, where his health is. And, you know, you're creating a very dangerous situation, I think. And that's really the complaint. Please get your act together. Please get on the same page and tell us what's happening.
Paul, I know the term fake news is a toxic term. I don't personally use it, but obviously it's out there. What is your take about the media's role in all of this? I mean, it's very easy to just blame Donald Trump and say, look, it's not fake news, or you know, he's the one lying. But does the media bear any responsibility here? I'm just wondering what your thought of all of that is in this kind of era of what is being called fake news.
Yeah, well, the press has been wrong at times, but I think if you go over 100,000, 200,000 news articles, you'll see that most of them are very accurate. The press does get stuff wrong. Let's acknowledge that. But as a brand, as a part of his persona, as something we understand the president to be, fake news is a mantra, and it is part and parcel of his appeal to people, that people do resent the press for whatever reasons. Maybe it's partisan. And so he has emphasized that. Now, I'll just say this, during his term, David, you know, the Gallup poll shows that the credibility of the press actually went up in the early days of his presidency, in so far as people understanding the press's role in society and its reporting on the president. He has created a counter narrative that says everything about me is inaccurate and wrong and fake, and it's just impossible. Reporters try, despite what people might think, they really do try to get the story right. They do. They are bent on the president and his staff to provide them accurate information, and a lot of times they don't get it. So, in part, some of the blame here lies with the president himself.
Paul, how concerned are you about this fusion, if you will, between news and analysis? I say that we're in the age of the correspondent. This idea that you're a correspondent by day, and honestly, we see some of these correspondents go on CNN and some of these places by night as a pundit. And I wonder if that's not a disservice to folks, and that plays into a lot of this narrative to say, hey, look, what is it? Is it editorial? Is it news? And let's be honest, in some of those headlines we see above the fold in the New York Times and Washington Post, it can get a little confusing, even though it's not supposed to be analysis. Some of it does sometimes come across as pointed, at least, if not analysis straight out.
Well, as you can tell, David, I've been at this for a very long time, and I grew up in an era before social media and before people were unleashed to present their opinions as opposed to presenting the facts. I know that I have done this in the past, and I've regretted it. And believe me, I've hit that delete button enough times. But it's very tempting to want to weigh in with your thoughts on a forum that's not edited, that is not overseen by an editor to tell you that would be a very bad idea if you did that. And so, as I've said many times before, social media, including Twitter, is the greatest tool for getting reporters fired that has ever been invented, because we can't help ourselves. Let's face it, to be honest with you, we all have opinions. We're supposed to keep them to ourselves as professionals, but we don't. What you're talking about is a slightly different variation on this thing, which is the way the news media presents things can be very confusing to people. We present analysis, we present blogs, opinions, perspective, And it all kind of tends to blur in people's minds. And it becomes very confusing for readers to figure out which is which. It's not just simply an issue of labeling, although it should be. It should be an issue of segmentation. Put it over in a clearly marked place that's for opinion, and leave it there. Don't blur the two. Don't blend them at all.
Well, Paul, I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you do over there, trying to bring some semblance and order to all of this. So I appreciate you doing the interview and coming back hopefully sometime soon. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
All right. That's Paul Farhi with the Washington Post. When we come back, no more gas cars in California. I mean, could it be true? Get ready for an all-electric Golden State. Wait a minute. They got electricity problems. How in the world is that going to work? Back in a moment.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I guarantee you they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best sleep of my life. They are so soft and smooth. I never slept so good.
I fall asleep faster because I'm actually comfortable.
I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable, which is why I can give you my full 10-year warranty. But I didn't stop there. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. I guarantee you the first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors and will be the softest, most comfortable sheets you will ever own. Use the promo code and get 2 for 1 low price, plus free shipping. Giza Dreams are made with the finest, most sought-after cotton in the world. Giza cotton was once reserved for only the finest dress shirts, but is now available in Mike's Giza Dream Sheets. They feature a beautiful silky sateen weave that helps keep you cool and comfortable all night long.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best rest of my life.
I love my Giza Dream Sheets.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Use the promo code and Mike will give you a very special 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. Call or go online now.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
I'm Nick Bolton, and these days...
Hey there.
Hey there. It seems everybody has a pair of tactical sunglasses.
Good morning.
Morning. But what if you already wear glasses? Then you need these flip-up tack glasses. These new glasses fit right over your existing eyewear to give you all the benefits of our tack glasses while you comfortably wear your regular glasses. Plus, like all tack glasses, flip-up tack glasses feature Bell & Howell light filtering technology that makes invisible objects suddenly become visible. There's just nothing like them on the market today. Here you go, buddy.
Thanks, Nick.
Act now to get your flip-up tack glasses for just $19.99, and we'll even ship them to you free. But wait, order today and you can get a second pair. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-284-4127 or go to flipupglasses.com. That's 1-800-284-4127 or order online at flipupglasses.com.
Welcome back to the Water Cooler. Glad you're with us on this Monday afternoon. All right, here's an interesting thought for you. We know California is having like a few issues, if you will, with the electrical grid out there in the Golden State. I mean, think about it, right? They've got rolling blackouts, et cetera, and et cetera. And now comes this news. California Governor Gavin Newsom has actually signed an executive order saying that all new passenger cars and trucks sold in California must be emission-free by 2035. Great. So the electricity challenged state is going all electric. Trying to figure that one out. To get some answers, we checked in earlier with Lauren Fix. I love that last name because she's a car coach. Get it? Fix, car coach. A nationally recognized automotive expert, author, and analyst who knows the car industry like no other. Lauren, thanks for joining us here. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, let me ask you about where we begin. Cars and California, a couple of C words there. What is happening out in California? Kind of give us the lay of the land as it relates to electric cars. I know they want to really ramp that up, and it could be a whole different scenario out in California.
Absolutely. Governor Newsom has put a mandate in. This is not it's going across their Congress. It is a mandate that by 2035, we will no longer be selling gasoline-powered cars at that point in 2035. So that would mean no hybrids. They would have to be plug-in, pure electric vehicles. Anything that's a hybrid or anything like a plug-in hybrid, that's no longer going to be allowed for sale. But there's a lot of impact to that, and you should know a little bit of background before you kind of make a judgment call one way or the other. The one thing is that the California Air Research Board was put in play before the EPA was put in play when it comes to cars. So they had basically a give me, they could do whatever they want, and they were calling the shots for the other 49 states, which the other 49 states weren't exactly happy about, but they had to follow suit because if you want to sell these vehicles, it's easier to make one type of vehicle than two. Well, the current Trump administration decided that they were going to take that away from California because they've had it for too long, and they're trying to control the cost of cars from California for the rest of the country. And you and I and all other states are paying a lot more for vehicles. Somewhere between $4,000 and $6,000 of the cost of any new car is part of that cost for the California Air Research Board regulations. Well, now that's been pulled, it's in court. Now, of course, this is all going to depend on the election coming up. If Biden wins, they will probably get their certificate back. If Trump wins, they're going to lose in court because one state cannot control the rights of the other 49. So what does all of this mean to you and I? This means if you've got a used car, you can't afford a new car, right? What are you supposed to do? And I think that's a big factor that people don't think about. And if you're not making a lot of money, you're unemployed, you're between jobs, whatever your situation is, if you're told you need a new vehicle, you may not be able to afford an electric vehicle because the insurance is higher, the cost of the vehicle is higher, and of course you got to find a place to plug it in and charge it, and that's not free either.
So this is obviously there's so many environmental issues and impacts here with this, but you know, last time I checked, California doesn't do too well when it comes to electricity. You know what I'm saying? And now they want to do this with the cars. I mean, that seems like it could be a tough sell to the public.
You're right. I mean, they're having rolling brownouts going on now. I know that Mayor Garcetti had said quite a few weekends in a row, please unplug your toaster. I'm thinking, how much of a draw is a toaster plugged in the wall? That's not even making toast. I mean, it's just plugged into the wall. It's very little. But if everyone unplugs, that little bit can't make that much of a difference. And this is a problem for those that have already transitioned to electric cars because they can afford to. Now, I test a lot of vehicles, part of what we do at Car Coach Reports, and I tested a vehicle in California, went looking for a charging station. Every single charging station was full, and every one I went to was full. And if you wait an hour at each one, I was running out of juice at one point, so I basically took the car back because there was no place to charge. Because this is a big problem. Consumers don't have this courtesy, shall we say. My vehicle is full, I will unplug it and let the next person plug in. They just use it as a parking spot, plug in and leave. So this is part of the courtesy that's going to have to be put into play. And with rolling brownouts, PG&E, we know how wonderful they've done in Northern California. This is a lot of problems that are going to be built up. And who's going to pay this huge electricity cost in this infrastructure that's going to have to be built?
So then the question becomes, what's the trend? Yeah, what's the trend here exactly, Lauren? In other words, where are we going with electric cars? We know California wants to go to all electric cars in 2035. But what about all of America? And I mean, are we kind of moving towards that direction? And if so, what are some of the inherent challenges in all of that?
Well, you would think based on what the news says and all the online resources that everybody's getting an electric car, but the fact is less than 2% of people have purchased them. Some people that have purchased them don't like the restrictions that it takes hours to charge. When you go fill up your tank with gasoline or diesel, it takes about 7 minutes. From the time you get out of your vehicle, you fill up and you're on your way. We're willing to wait 7 minutes, but to make me wait hours, even 20 minutes at a fast charging station, that's a huge impact to people's time. No one wants to sit there. What are you supposed to do for 20 minutes? You get a cup of coffee, read a book, play Candy Crush. At some point, that's not going to work. In some places, again, there's limited stations to plug in. So there's a lot of limitations from that point. But the fact is, electric vehicles are being put out by every single manufacturer, because otherwise, if they sell more than 2,000 vehicles in the state of California and they don't offer a plug-in version, they will not be allowed to sell vehicles in California. So you bet every brand is scrambling.
Lauren, I've got about 30 seconds or so. I want to harken back to something you said earlier about Biden and Trump. So the election would make a difference then, whether or not this happens in California based on the court battle? Is that what you're saying? I just want to understand that correctly.
That is correct. If President Trump wins, they will be able to hold that mandate of removing the California Air Research Board is calling the shots for the whole country. If Vice President Biden wins, he's going to go more toward the Green New Deal, where he's going to want to make as much of the country electric. We do not have the infrastructure. We don't have the grid, and the grid is old. So the cost should be more than we make in 100 years of gross national income for the country. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Lauren, a real pleasure. Some fascinating information and real insight, and I'll make sure I unplug my toaster, FYI.
Thank you.
All right, Lauren, thanks again. By the way, after that interview, I made sure that I took care of the toaster at home. I was looking at the Green New Deal, by the way, just doing some research. AOC and the folks there, they want clean energy, 100% clean energy by 2030. Then again, who knows? I mean, according to AOC, we're like all going to be gone in like 11 years, and all there's going to be left is like cows in a field. So I don't know what's going to go on. What I do know is that depending on what happens with Biden and Trump, that California story bears watching for sure come 2021. And speaking of watching, how about watch the debate party right here on Real America's News and JustTheNews.com. Eric Greitens will be hosting our coverage. That's going to start at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. The vice presidential debate starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m., though, is when the coverage begins. Gina Loudon will be there, Eric Greitens, Raheem Kassan, all of them. I'll be in my pajamas at home watching all of them. It should be interesting. All right, anyhow, back in a moment with an all caps last sip.
Do you have any idea how your mattress affects your body and how well you sleep? Is it too hard or too soft, causing you to wake up with sore shoulders, back, or hips? Are you uncomfortable because you're too hot or too cold? Now you can get the total body support you need and the better sleep you want with the new MyPillow mattress topper.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. When I invented my new MyPillow mattress topper, I made it to have everything you'd ever want in a topper. My mattress topper helps give you the support you need, helps relieve your pressure points, and regulates your body temperature for you as an individual. It comes with a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry the cover. It's made in the USA, and I back it with my 60-day money-back guarantee.
Go to MyPillow.com or call now to get your very own MyPillow mattress topper. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free. Order now.
MyPillow topper delivers on its promise to give me a better night's sleep.
I can sleep all night through, and it's a miracle for me.
Mike's exclusive 3-layer design starts with a layer of MyPillow foam, providing you superior support and comfort. The second layer of transitional foam evenly distributes body weight and helps relieve uncomfortable pressure points for optimal comfort. Mike's ultra soft outer layer is a patented temperature regulating cover that helps keep you at your ideal sleeping temperature all night long. Unlike other sleep systems costing thousands, the MyPillow mattress topper takes comfort to a whole new level without any wires, remotes, or moving parts. Call now or go to MyPillow.com to order your MyPillow topper. Use the promo code to save 30%. When you do, Mike will give you 2 of his standard MyPillows absolutely free. That's right, 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off your MyPillow topper today. Order now.
I personally guarantee it's going to change your bed into the most comfortable bed you'll ever own.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price plus free shipping.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Welcome back to the water cooler. Time now for today's last step. All right, let's sip. Did I say step? I don't know. Let's sip. Let's start with some good news. First of all, it appears President Trump is definitely getting better. We don't have to listen to doctors to know all of that. All you have to do is go to Twitter and go to Real Donald Trump, at Real Donald Trump, and then boom, it's like all caps. And there it is. As a matter of fact, there's a tweet. Protecting pre-existing conditions, vote. Better and cheaper health care, vote. Pro-life, vote. Massive regulation cuts, vote. It's like he's screaming at us, and so on and so on and so on. Basically, President Trump screaming, please vote for me because I'm a little tied up right now with the COVID stuff. You know, there's no reason to believe that President Trump won't make a full recovery. Of course, one thing we don't know about are those side effects. I mean, are there going to be any from some of those experimental cocktails that he's receiving? So now what? Is this election over? Does Trump have no chance whatsoever? So let's go through this logically, right? He's been impeached. The media gives him horrible treatment every single day. He's not just getting an October surprise. He's getting like multiple surprises from his tax returns, the Melania tapes, anonymous sources saying to disparage the troops. The list goes on and on and on. And now he has COVID, which means he can't go out on the campaign trail and employ his best and most effective weapon, which would be, wait for it, himself. Of course it's himself. So that has been tabled as well, at least for the time being. But no matter when he returns to the campaign trail, each day lost is crucial at this point. And then, of course, there are the polls. Poll after poll shows the president trailing, so it's not like he's in this great position to begin with. And also, let's not forget that his campaign manager has COVID. And now we know that his biggest advocate from the White House podium, Kayleigh McEnany, has COVID as well. It's like one thing after another. So any normal observer would see all of this and say, that's it. It's over. There's no way Trump's going to win at all. As a matter of fact, he's done. He's toast. He's finished. Even Yogi Berra would say it ain't over till it's over, but it's over. That's what Yogi would say. However, this is Donald Trump. I've covered him for over a decade. I've interviewed him over 20 times. I've written a 300-plus page book about him. I think I know a little bit about the guy. Here's my conclusion. Don't ever count him out. You know, I know it looks dire for him. Most people are going to bet against him. But if the media has learned anything, which they haven't, it's that they shouldn't ever underestimate Trump. You do so at your own peril. They found that out in 2016. And if 2020 becomes a repeat performance, then don't be surprised if you can't find any mainstream media reporters, especially those over at the White House, because they're going to be passed down on the briefing floor. We'll have to wake them one by one, revive them. And by the way, I have some smelling salts right here in the hip pocket. Back in a moment.
Brett Favre, legendary quarterback. Jerry Rice, legendary wide receiver.
You ready for your weekly meeting?
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's do this.
Let's stack the deck.
When legends play, they wear Copperfit Advanced Back Pro. Copperfit's best-selling compression back support just got better with new double-band adjustable supports for customizable compression when you need it most.
Since I put this on, I feel so much better. The core is the most important thing. To know that I'm stabilized here. Whatever I'm doing, I can give it 100%.
4 built-in stabilizing supports designed to improve posture and help reduce lower back stress and strain.
You have back pain and it's affecting your everyday life. You do something.
If you can find something to help you get back out and be active like Copperfit, go for it.
Absolutely.
Do not give up.
A high-performance compression fabric infused with the powerful properties of copper, 360-degree flexible mobility, and lightweight, durable construction.
Nothing more painful than having back pains. If you're aching, if you feel like you can't work out anymore, you can. And that's with Copperfit.
Yeah. It's for all of us who still want to be active, still want to compete.
Way to go. That's what I'm talking about. Man, this really does feel good. It feels to me like the fountain of youth.
Copperfit's best-selling back support just got bigger, badder, and better. Or call 1-800-944-5851. Or on the web at advancedbackpro.com. Get yours now for only $19.99.
This does feel good.
That's what I've been saying.
You think it was fair?
It was fun.
Play for the love of the game.
Copperfit, live limitless.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept.
I really love the towels. They're really great. They're super absorbent.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. The new MyPillow towels are exclusively made with 100% USA combed cotton with proprietary technology and with maximum absorbency. They dry you faster and are guaranteed to work. And listen to this. Use the promo code on your screen and Mike will include a second full towel set with bath towel, hand towel, and washcloth absolutely free. That's 2 MyPillow towel sets for the price of 1 in your choice of color.
I personally guarantee they're going to be the best towels you'll ever own.
Order now.
And welcome back. Last week, Just the News editor-in-chief John Solomon was right here. We broke the latest news on a possible bribe scandal concerning Burisma. I've got it here. You can go to justthenews.com. And while that did not implicate Hunter Biden directly, other monies changing hands may have. Vice President Joe Biden still standing up for his son. Sophie Mann here with more to explain. Hello, Sophie.
Hi, David. How are you?
Good. What do you got?
Well, so this story is really interesting, in a sense, given how little attention it's gotten from the mainstream media. We saw last week during the first of several presidential debates, during one of their many exchanges, President Trump and candidate Joe Biden went back and forth a little bit about a payment of $3.5 million made to Joe Biden's son Hunter from the widow of the late mayor of Moscow.
Right.
And where that information was coming from was a Senate intelligence report published last week, predicated on information that was actually gathered by federal agencies during the Obama-Biden administration. So this is not, lest people believe that it's an entirely politically motivated story. It was gathered during a time when Joe Biden was in high office. Basically, the president said to Joe Biden, your son took $3.5 million from Russia. And Joe Biden said, no, absolutely not. It's been discredited, fully fake, which just contradicts in exact terms exactly what the Senate report said, which said indisputably this happened. Joe Biden got away with saying that during the debate. The media didn't really inquire after.
They didn't inquire about
Didn't hear one person bring it up. As we know, Joe Biden has a town hall this evening, so we will see if it's brought up. But, it's just more of the Hunter Biden, Moscow, Ukraine narrative, all of the sketchy business partner stuff. John Solomon has done a really great job detailing in exact terms in this story and many others on the site that I would encourage people to check out exactly what happened.
Well, it's also lazy journalism. I mean, we've heard all along that it's they keep going to this New York Times report that apparently discredited all of this Hunter Biden, which is ridiculous. I mean, I read the New York Times, and not only that, but the media is actually saying, well, if the New York Times has said it's discredited, therefore we're going to do no independent research ourselves, which is ridiculous.
It's true. It could be noted that it seems like the media doesn't want an answer to this question, that again, there is tangible evidence of this interaction that happened, of this financial transaction. There are numbers going from one bank account to the next bank account. It's just evidence that people are denying seeing. So we will see if there's ever any inquiry into it, or if Hunter Biden continues to live like this and be allowed to.
Sophie Mann, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sophie Mann, justthenews.com. Google it. It's there. Tomorrow on the big show, political news director from ABC News, Rick Klein, is going to join us. Plus, the head of Joe Biden's national faith engagement, Joshua Dixon, will be here. Hope you'll join us then. Until then, have a great day. Stay hydrated because we are the water cooler.
Stay tuned to get a free pan from Granite Stone. Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can scrub and scrape, but you can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in granite stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Look, caramels, chocolate, and cheese. Unreal for any other pan, but not for granite stone. It just doesn't stick. Granite stone will be the last pan you'll ever need because it's pressed from a solid aluminum disc for even heat conduction. Then coated 3 times with our durable granite stone finish. Granite stone is metal utensil safe and won't scratch. And talk about non-stick. This salmon cooked skin side down with no added butter or oil just doesn't stick. This steak is perfectly seared just like the pros. And because granite stone is oven rated to 500 degrees, we bake this upside down pan pizza to perfection, and it just doesn't stick. Fire Flambe Delicious Cherries Jubilee. Plus, it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. It's the perfect size for personalized eggs, omelets, or frittatas that slide right out. It makes the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich quick. Yours absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. You get it all, an incredible value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-850-0237. That's 1-800-850-0237, or order online at buygranitestone.com. That's 1-800-850-0237. Call now.